They were called Special Forces, yet the Council feared even humanity's basic army. Humanity had never truly understood how much the galaxy had underestimated it. Captain Daniel Hayes stood at the edge of the observation deck on the transport ship Liberty Dawn, looking out at the bright green and blue of Veyron, 5 below. From orbit, the planet seemed peaceful, almost fragile. But Daniel knew better. They were not here for sightseeing. They were here to secure humanity's first true interstellar foothold. Lieutenant Olivia Trent walked beside him, her eyes scanning the holographic displays on the deck. "Sensors are showing minimal alien activity near the landing zone," she said. "Looks like this place is empty." Daniel didn't relax. "Empty doesn't mean safe," he said. He had been in the military long enough to know that danger rarely announced itself. The humans aboard the ship were part of a battalion, only a few hundred soldiers. But even their numbers were enough to make some alien species nervous. On the bridge, Sergeant Lucas Ford tapped his fingers on the console. "Sir, the Council's observers are active again. Their ships are just outside the atmosphere. I can't make out their type. They're cloaked, but their energy signature is faintly visible." Daniel frowned. The United Interstellar Council, UIC, was a coalition of many species, all far more advanced than humans in technology and strategy. They were not here as friends. The Council had watched humanity's rise with growing concern, and Daniel's unit was their first taste of what Earth's soldiers could do in space. "We've been expecting them," Olivia said. "Let's just focus on our mission." The landing sequence began, and the Liberty Dawn shook slightly as the engines adjusted for the planet's atmosphere. Soldiers strapped themselves into their seats, checking their gear one last time. Private Ethan Miller glanced nervously at the floor. This was his first deployment off Earth, and even though training had prepared him for combat, nothing could prepare someone for the unknown of another planet. "Relax, Miller," Lucas said, noticing the young soldier's tension. "The aliens aren't exactly dropping bombs on us yet." Ethan swallowed hard. "I just hope we're ready for whatever is waiting there." When the landing gear touched the soft, mossy ground, the entire battalion felt the planet's subtle pull. Veyron 5's gravity was slightly lower than Earth's, but close enough to make movement familiar. The humans quickly unstrapped and prepared to deploy. Daniel led the first team out of the ship, rifle in hand. Behind him, Olivia scanned the horizon with her binoculars, noting the dense forests and rocky hills surrounding the landing zone. The air smelled different, faintly sweet, almost like a mix of Earth's pine and flowers. It was beautiful, but beauty didn't mean safety. Daniel had learned long ago that combat often came in the most peaceful-looking places. The battalion set up a temporary perimeter near the landing site. Engineers began assembling communication equipment and a small defensive grid while medics checked the soldiers' condition. Daniel walked along the line, speaking quietly with each squad leader. "Keep your eyes open," he told them. "We don't know what's on this planet. Stay alert and don't underestimate anything. Humans have a way of surprising people, but we've got to do it smart." Lucas came up beside him. "Sir, I'm picking up movement in the forest edge. Small, fast signatures. Nothing big yet." Daniel nodded. "Could be wildlife. Could be scouts. Either way, we're ready." Meanwhile, the Zephyrion species observed the humans from a distance. Their sleek silver-blue forms moved silently among the trees. Eldrin, their commander, watched through a device that amplified the humans' movements. He had trained for encounters with many species, but something about humans made him uneasy. "They are not extraordinary individually," Eldrin said, his voice calm but tense. "Yet they move with coordination we did not expect. Even their standard battalion seems adaptable." Another Zephyrian Kale tilted his head. "They are still primitive. They have no advanced cloaking, no energy shields comparable to ours. Why do you worry?" Eldrin's eyes narrowed. "It is their unpredictability. No simulation could anticipate their choices. They improvise. They adapt. That is why the Council fears them, even if we call them ordinary soldiers." Back on the ground, the humans began exploring the immediate area. Olivia led a small reconnaissance team into the nearby woods, scanning for any signs of danger. Private Mia Larson, a sharp and observant soldier, noticed unusual footprints in the soft moss.
Sir, Mia called, showing the prints to Olivia. These don't look like any earth animal.
They're bipedal, but the stride is longer, and the weight distribution is strange. Olivia crouched to examine them. Could be local fauna, she said carefully, or scouts. Keep moving, but stay quiet. As they ventured further, the forest seemed alive with subtle movements. Branches shifted, and shadows flitted across the edges of their vision, but nothing attacked. At least, not yet. Meanwhile, at the battalion's base, Daniel coordinated with his engineers. We need full communication with orbit. The Council is watching, and if they see humans fail, it could change their perception. We cannot give them that advantage. Ethan Miller, still nervous, fiddled with a new sensor array. Sir, what exactly are we expecting? A full-scale alien army? Daniel shook his head.
Not yet. Right now, we're here to hold ground and gather intel.
But remember this. The aliens will always assume the worst about humans. They are afraid, even if they do not admit it. That fear can be used. By the evening, humans had set up a small outpost. Lights flickered across the base, casting long shadows on the forest beyond. Daniel and Olivia stood together, watching the horizon. Do you ever wonder, Olivia said quietly, why the Council fears us so much? We're just a battalion, Daniel smiled faintly. Because we don't play by their rules. We don't follow simulations. We improvise. We adapt. That makes us dangerous in ways they can't predict. Suddenly, alarms blared across the base. Lucas's voice came over the comm. Movement! Multiple signatures approaching fast! The humans grabbed their rifles and took positions along the perimeter. Shadows moved among the trees faster than the eye could follow. The battalion had trained for ambushes, but something about the way these shadows moved was different. Fluid, intelligent, almost cautious.
Steady, Daniel commanded. Wait for my mark.
Observe. Don't fire first. The shadows paused, seemingly evaluating the humans. Then, one by one, small alien drones emerged from the trees. They were no larger than humans, but their metallic surfaces reflected the fading light in sharp flashes. They hovered silently, scanning the perimeter. Drones, Olivia whispered. Not an attack yet. They're studying us. Daniel's brow furrowed. Exactly. The Council wants to see us fail, or at least to underestimate us. Let's give them a show they won't forget. The humans responded with calm, precise movements. Ethan and Mia quickly activated improvised traps, nets and energy barriers hidden in the forest. Lucas coordinated fire teams to cover escape routes. Even the youngest soldiers moved with purpose, showing a level of coordination that surprised the drones. Eldrin, watching from afar, felt a twinge of concern.
They are ordinary, yet they operate like our elite forces, he said.
Lucas whispered, I don't like this. It feels too quiet. Ethan gulped. Quiet always means trouble. Olivia held up a hand. Shh, listen. The team froze as a faint movement passed through the underbrush, a shimmer of silver that disappeared as quickly as it appeared. There, Lucas pointed. Movement on the ridge, small figures. Could be the same drones from last night.
Daniel raised his rifle but held fire. Wait.
Let's see what they do. We're not here to provoke them. Yet. From the ridge, a small group of alien scouts appeared. They were slender, bipedal creatures with metallic skin that reflected the sunlight. Their heads were elongated, with glowing eyes that seemed to analyze everything. They moved in unison, quiet, precise, almost like they were rehearsed, Olivia whispered. They're studying us, just like last night. But they're closer now. Daniel signaled for the team to spread out slightly, keeping a triangular formation. We'll observe and record. We need to know how they think and move. The scouts paused at the edge of a clearing, tilting their heads as if communicating silently. Then one of them, larger than the others, stepped forward and raised a small device that projected a holographic map of the forest. It was showing the human position. "Interesting," Daniel muttered. "They're mapping us in real time," Ethan whispered. "What do we do now?" Daniel shook his head. "We wait. Let them make the first move. Humans have survived because we don't panic, even when outnumbered or outgunned." The scouts studied the humans for a long moment, then began to retreat back toward the ridge. Daniel and Olivia followed slowly, keeping them in view but not approaching too aggressively. As the humans moved, the forest seemed to react. Branches snapped underfoot, and faint rustling followed them. It was clear that the planet itself was filled with life, and the humans had to move carefully. Back at the outpost, Captain Daniel sent a report via encrypted communication to Earth Command. Encountered small alien scouting team. Observing and retreating. No attacks yet. Humans maintain discipline and coordination. Will continue monitoring. Lieutenant Trent added, "Sensors picked up multiple energy traces deeper in the forest. Could be more scouts or automated devices. We need to be ready for anything." By late morning, the recon team had tracked the scouts to a clearing near a rocky ridge. There, they discovered something unusual. A small alien device, partially buried under moss, emitting a soft blue glow. Lucas knelt to examine it.
It's some kind of transmitter, he said. Could be sending data back to their ships or command center. Daniel studied it carefully.
"We can't just leave it. If it's transmitting, it's mapping us. Take it back to base for analysis." Ethan frowned. "Sir, it looks dangerous." "What if it explodes?" Daniel smiled faintly.
Then we'll learn why humans survive under pressure. Take it up carefully.
"Watch your fingers." As they returned to the base, the scouts were nowhere in sight. It was as if they had melted into the forest.
Olivia frowned.
"They're cautious. They know we can fight back."
That's good for us. We can learn from their patterns.
At the base, engineers immediately began analyzing the device. Technician Sam Rivers, a young but brilliant engineer, tapped at the controls. "This is beyond anything I've seen on Earth. But it's not magic. If we can reverse engineer it, we could learn how they track us." Daniel watched as the engineers worked. "Every advantage counts," he said. "Humans adapt, and that's something no one can predict." While the team studied the device, movement was detected on the forest's far side. This time it was larger. At least a dozen alien soldiers armed with energy rifles, moving silently through the trees. Daniel raised his hand to signal caution. "Everyone to defensive positions. But don't fire unless necessary. Observe first. Learn their behavior." The aliens spread out, scanning the base. Their movements were careful, almost ritualistic, like they were performing a test. Lucas whispered, "They're testing our defenses, trying to see how we react."
Olivia nodded. Exactly.
"And we'll show them humans don't just react, we anticipate." Daniel gave orders to deploy light traps along the forest edge. Ethan and Mia worked quickly, hiding sensors and nets among the trees. Lucas set up a communication relay to maintain coordination across the perimeter. The humans moved with speed and purpose, preparing without panic. The alien soldiers approached a small hill near the base. One of them, larger and more authoritative, activated a scanner that projected a holographic image of the humans' positions. It was precise, but it did not account for traps hidden in the underbrush. Daniel watched carefully.
They're advanced, but they expect us to be predictable.
We're not. When the aliens reached the hilltop, the humans activated the traps. Nets fell from above, ensnaring several scouts. Small energy pulses immobilized others, forcing them to retreat. The aliens paused, reassessing. They had underestimated human ingenuity and speed. They were trained for precision, but humans were creative, improvising in ways no simulator could predict. Eldrin, observing from a distant ridge, frowned. Even a standard human battalion, they respond too well. This is not normal. The Council may have underestimated them. The aliens retreated into the forest, but their eyes were still on the humans. They would report back, and the Council would be forced to reconsider. Daniel turned to his team. "See that? This is why humans survive. We think, we adapt, and we don't panic. The galaxy expects us to be predictable.
We aren't.
Ethan looked amazed. We just held them off?
And they're way stronger than us, Lucas grinned. We didn't just hold them off. We showed them humans are dangerous even when they think we're ordinary.
Olivia added, and that's just the beginning. We need to learn from this, study their patterns, and be ready for what comes next.
They'll try again. By afternoon, the base was calm again. Engineers continued studying the alien device. Scouts reported minor movements in the distance, and the battalion maintained a vigilant watch. Daniel walked along the perimeter once more, looking at his soldiers.
They think we're just a battalion, he said quietly. But humans survive because we adapt.
That makes us more than they expect. Mia Larson smiled, and maybe a little scary to them. Daniel nodded. Good. Let them be scared. Fear is something humans know how to use. As night fell over Veyron, 5. The forest seemed alive with quiet energy. Small creatures moved among the trees. Alien scouts observed from a distance, and the humans prepared for the unknown. Each soldier knew that the galaxy was watching, but they also knew something the Council did not. Humans thrived on the unexpected, and that made them powerful beyond technology alone. Ethan Miller, sitting by the campfire, whispered to Lucas, "Do you think they'll come back?" Lucas chuckled. "They'll come back. And we'll be ready." Humans always are. And somewhere in the shadows, the Council began to worry. A human battalion was supposed to be ordinary, controllable and weak compared to their advanced forces. But after today it was clear, humans were anything but ordinary. The next morning, the forest of Veyron, 5 was quiet, almost too quiet. Captain Daniel Hayes stood at the edge of the outpost, scanning the trees with binoculars. The previous day had been a warning, a lesson. The alien scouts had tested the humans, but today he knew they would come back with more. Lieutenant Olivia Trent approached, holding a small tablet showing sensor readings. "Sir, movement has increased. Multiple signatures, all armed. They're coming closer." Daniel frowned. "We expected that. Prepare the defenses. Lucas, Ethan, Mia, come with me. We're going to meet them before they reach the base." The team moved silently through the forest, using the trees as cover. The humans were calm but focused. Every step was deliberate, every movement purposeful. They had learned from the previous day. The aliens expected them to act like humans normally did. But these humans had something different. They adapted. As they approached a clearing, Daniel signaled for the team to stop. Ahead, a group of alien soldiers emerged from the shadows. They were larger than the scouts from before, with sleek metallic armor and glowing rifles. They spread out in a wide formation, clearly intending to surround the humans.
Daniel whispered, "Observe their pattern. Don't fire yet." Olivia studied their movements. They're cautious but confident. They think they can outnumber us and force a retreat.
"Let's prove them wrong." Lucas nodded. "Ready, sir." Daniel looked at Ethan and Mia. "Remember, stick to the plan. We don't need to match them shot for shot. We need to outthink them." The humans waited, letting the aliens come closer. When they were within range, Ethan triggered a small device hidden in the underbrush. Nets shot up, catching several of the alien soldiers by surprise. Sparks flew as their energy rifles overloaded, forcing them to retreat slightly. The aliens paused, recalculating. They hadn't expected humans to have traps prepared. Daniel signaled for the team to advance, moving quickly between trees while keeping low. "Use the terrain," he said. "Force them into areas they don't expect." Mia threw a small smoke device, filling the clearing with thick white clouds. The aliens fired blindly, their glowing rifles cutting through the smoke. The humans moved through the cover, taking higher ground and forcing the aliens into a narrow pass between 2 rocky hills. "Perfect," Daniel said. "They're trapped. Now we push." Lucas activated a series of small pulse grenades he had prepared. They exploded in controlled bursts, stunning several aliens and disrupting their formation. Olivia moved forward, signaling Ethan to flank the enemy from the left. The aliens tried to regroup, but the humans were faster, smarter, and more adaptable. Each soldier moved with a purpose, using their environment, traps, and quick thinking to outmaneuver the enemy. From the ridge above, Aldrin, the Zephyrian commander, watched with growing concern. "They are extraordinary," he said. "Even without advanced armor, without elite training, they respond faster than our simulations predicted." Kale, his second-in-command, frowned. "They are ordinary humans. They should not be able to fight like this." Eldrin's eyes narrowed. "It is their adaptability, their creativity. That is something no technology can simulate. Even our best soldiers are predictable. Humans are unpredictable." Back on the ground, Daniel's team pushed the aliens further into the pass. Saga covered their movement, taking precise shots to prevent the aliens from escaping. Mia set up a temporary barricade to slow any reinforcements. Olivia shouted, "Now! Push forward!" The humans advanced with coordination, surprising the aliens at every turn. They used hand signals, improvised traps, and clever distractions to maintain the advantage. The aliens, though stronger and more technologically advanced, could not anticipate the humans' creativity. Ethan, moving quickly, spotted a weak point in the alien formation. "Sir, this way. I can lead them into a trap." Daniel nodded. "Go. We'll cover you." Ethan ran through the underbrush, luring a small group of aliens into a clearing where Mia and Lucas had set additional pulse traps. Sparks and bursts of energy filled the air, stunning the enemy soldiers. The aliens struggled to recover, giving the humans the upper hand. Olivia moved to flank the remaining soldiers, firing precise shots that forced them to retreat. Daniel advanced slowly, his rifle ready, ensuring no alien escaped. Within minutes, the alien squad had been forced to fall back into the forest, their formation broken, their confidence shaken. The humans stood in the clearing, catching their breath. Daniel looked at his team. "This is what I mean. They expected us to be ordinary. But humans adapt. We survive. We win because we think, we improvise, and we don't panic." Mia smiled, brushing dirt from her uniform. "They didn't see that coming, did they?" Lucas chuckled. "Nope. They thought numbers and technology would beat us. They forgot one thing. Humans don't follow rules that don't exist." Ethan looked amazed.
I can't believe it. We actually did it. Daniel clapped him on the shoulder. You all did it.
Humanity does things like this every day. We make the impossible possible when we have to. Meanwhile, Eldrin on the ridge sent a message back to the council. "The humans are more dangerous than anticipated. Even a single battalion can disrupt our forces. We underestimated their creativity and resilience." Kale frowned. "They are just a small group. Surely larger forces can contain them." Eldrin shook his head. "Perhaps, but the council must take notice. Humans fight differently. They adapt. They survive in ways no simulation predicted. They are not ordinary." Back at the base, Daniel and Olivia returned with their team. Engineers continued analyzing the alien device, hoping to learn more about how the council tracked them. Olivia looked at Daniel. "They will come again, and next time, they might bring more soldiers. We need to be ready." Daniel nodded. "We will be. Humans survive because we think, not because we follow instructions. That is what makes us strong. That is what the galaxy fears." As night fell, the humans fortified the base further. Watchtowers were reinforced, traps were improved, and patrols moved silently through the surrounding forest. Every soldier knew that the next attack could be stronger, faster, and more dangerous. Ethan sat by a small fire cleaning his rifle. "Sir, do you think we can really beat them?" "They're so much stronger." Daniel sat beside him. "Strength isn't just about weapons or armor. Humans survive because we are clever. We adapt. We work together. That makes us stronger than any alien technology." Lucas joined them, nodding. "And we've done it before. Today proves it." "We can do it again," Mia added quietly. "And the more they underestimate us, the better for us." Daniel smiled.
Exactly. Let them think humans are ordinary.
Let them think we're easy to control. That underestimation is our advantage. Far in the distance, Eldrin watched the forest, his glowing eyes reflecting concern. They are not just soldiers. They are a force of nature. If the Council ignores them, it could be a mistake we all regret. The humans slept lightly that night, knowing the galaxy was watching. But they were not afraid. They had faced superior forces before and survived. They had fought with skill, wit, and courage. And they would fight again, no matter the odds, because humans adapted, humans survived. And that made them more dangerous than anyone had expected. The forest of Veyron. 5 was quiet, but it held the promise of more challenges. The aliens would return. They always did, but the humans were ready. Every trap, every strategy, every lesson learned would be used to survive and win. Captain Daniel Hayes looked at the stars above, thinking of Earth and the soldiers he commanded. "This is only the beginning," he whispered. "The galaxy is about to learn what humans can do." And somewhere the Council took note, fear spreading among their ranks. A human battalion, ordinary by their standards, had proven it could defeat trained alien soldiers through ingenuity, coordination, and courage. The galaxy simulations had failed. Humanity was something new, something unpredictable, something powerful. And the humans were only getting started. The next morning, Veyron 5 glowed under the soft light of its twin suns. The forest seemed calm, but Captain Daniel Hayes knew that the calm was temporary. The alien scouts had been defeated before, but now the Council would send a proper strike. A full team, trained, armed, and ready. Humanity's battalion was small, but Daniel had faith in his soldiers. They were ordinary in numbers, but extraordinary in skill, adaptability, and courage. Lieutenant Olivia Trent walked beside him, checking the perimeter. "Sir, sensors show multiple enemy formations approaching from the north and east. This isn't a scouting party. They're coming for us." Daniel frowned. "Good, let them come. We'll show them what humans can do." Sergeant Lucas Ford gathered the squads. "Listen up. They think they can overwhelm us with numbers and technology. They're wrong. Stick to your training, improvise where needed, and watch your squad mates. Humans survive because we think, we adapt, and we fight together. Everyone ready?" "Ready!" The soldiers shouted in unison. Private Ethan Miller checked his rifle nervously. "Sir, there's so many of them. Can we really hold them off?" Daniel put a hand on his shoulder. "We've beaten scouts, traps, and superior tech before. Stay focused. Humans don't just survive. We win when it matters most." The alien forces approached quickly. They moved in tight formations, energy rifles glowing, ready for an organized attack. But humans were waiting, positioned strategically behind trees, rocks, and traps they had prepared for weeks.
Mia Larson whispered to Olivia, "They look so confident. They have no idea what's coming."
Daniel signaled the first phase of their defense. Pulse traps hidden in the underbrush activated as the aliens stepped forward. Sparks and flashes stunned several soldiers, forcing them to fall back. The aliens paused, regrouping, but the humans advanced carefully, using flanking maneuvers in the high ground. Daniel moved with Lucas and Ethan, guiding the battalion like a conductor guiding an orchestra. Each soldier knew their role but could adapt freely when needed.
Olivia called out, "Ethan, left flank! Lucas, cover the rear!"
"Mia, guard the center!" The humans moved like a single organism. The aliens fired energy rifles, but the humans dodged, hid, and countered. Improvised traps, hidden pits, nets, and pulse devices disrupted the alien formations again and again. From a ridge above, Eldrin, the Zephyrian commander, frowned. "They are extraordinary. Even with superior weapons, our soldiers cannot predict their actions. They move as one, yet act individually. They adapt faster than our simulations ever showed." "KL," his second-in-command muttered, "they are just humans. There must be a weakness." Eldrin's eyes narrowed. "The weakness of humans? There is none. They survive because they are unpredictable. That is their strength. The Council must acknowledge this. Back on the battlefield, Daniel led a bold maneuver. He noticed a group of alien soldiers trying to flank from the east. Olivia, cover them. Lucas, set the traps. Ethan, follow me. We cut them off. They sprinted through the forest, ducking behind rocks and fallen trees. Ethan felt fear rise but pushed it aside. Daniel's calm confidence was contagious. They reached the flanking squad just as the aliens realized they had been anticipated. Pulse grenades and nets immobilized several soldiers, forcing the rest to retreat. "Good work," Daniel said. "We're not done yet." "Keep moving!" Mia spotted another alien group advancing toward the western edge. "Sir, they're trying to hit our engineers!" Daniel's jaw tightened. "Then we make sure they don't. Everyone, intercept!" The humans moved with precision. Even though they were outnumbered, they used terrain, traps, and teamwork to split the aliens into smaller groups. Each small group was easier to manage, easier to outsmart. The aliens were strong, but they were predictable. They followed patterns that humans could exploit. The battle raged for hours. Energy blasts lit up the forest, sparks flew from traps, and the humans moved constantly, never giving the aliens a chance to regroup. Daniel, Olivia, Lucas, Mia, and Ethan fought as a team, each anticipating the other's moves. At one point, a group of aliens tried to retreat and regroup for another strike. Daniel saw the opportunity. "We cut them off. Ethan, lead the way." "Lucas, cover us." Ethan ran through a narrow pass they had prepared earlier. Hidden spikes and pulse nets activated, capturing several aliens and blocking the rest. The humans had predicted every likely route of escape. Olivia guided the remaining soldiers into a tight formation, making it difficult for the aliens to attack without exposing themselves. "Push them back toward the traps! Don't let them regroup!" The alien soldiers faltered under constant pressure. They had superior weapons and armor, but humans had strategy, improvisation, and courage. They learned, adapted, and executed plans faster than the aliens could anticipate. From his observation point, Eldrin realized something crucial. Because humans fight with willpower, they adapt. They survive. That makes them a force beyond technology. We must respect them. Back at the outpost, Daniel stood at the edge of the forest with Olivia. The fires of the camp flickered behind them, soldiers resting but alert.
Do you think the Council will stop sending soldiers?
Olivia asked. Daniel shook his head. No. They'll keep testing us. They think they can control humans. But humans survive because we don't play by their rules. We improvise. We adapt. We learn faster than they can predict. Mia joined them, smiling. And they'll underestimate us every time, Lucas added. Exactly. That's our advantage. Ethan looked at the stars.
So...
We just proved humanity can take on anyone? Daniel smiled. We proved that humans survive, and when we survive, we win.
That's why the galaxy fears us, Olivia. Not because we are advanced, but because we are unpredictable.
We are unstoppable when we work together. As the humans settled in for the night, the forest of Veyron, 5 remained alive with quiet sounds. Distant alien scouts observed from the trees, reporting back to their ships. The Council would need to rethink their strategy. Humanity had proven that even ordinary soldiers could outsmart and defeat trained forces through courage, adaptability, and ingenuity. Captain Daniel Hayes looked up at the twin suns setting over the horizon. This is only the beginning, he whispered. The galaxy is learning what humans can do, and it has only just begun. Somewhere in the shadows, Eldrin reported back one final time. The humans are not ordinary. They are extraordinary in ways we cannot predict. The Council will need to respect them or face the consequences. The humans had won. Not because of advanced weapons or overwhelming numbers, but because they were human. Adaptable. Courageous. Unpredictable. The galaxy had underestimated them, and now it would never make that mistake again. As the stars shone above Veyron, 5, the humans prepared for whatever came next. They were ready. They had survived. They had won. And the Council, and all the alien civilizations watching, had learned a lesson they would never forget. Humans were dangerous. Humans were unstoppable. Humans were the future of the galaxy. The Council may need to reconsider their assumptions. Humans are not what we thought. The drones retreated silently into the forest, reporting back their observations. The humans did not pursue. They held their ground, disciplined and alert, proving without words that even a standard battalion could be a force to respect. As night fell, the humans set up watch rotations. The forest seemed calm again, but Daniel knew better. Every sound, every rustle could hide danger. Yet in that calm, there was confidence. Humanity's soldiers were ordinary by definition, but in their adaptability, creativity, and courage, they were anything but ordinary. And somewhere in the shadows of Veyron. 5. The Council's fear of humanity grew. The morning sun of Veyron. 5 filtered through the thick trees, casting long shadows across the human outpost. Captain Daniel Hayes walked along the perimeter, checking each squad and making sure everyone was alert. The battalion had spent the night on high alert, but nothing had approached after the drones retreated. Still, Daniel knew that silence often meant danger. Lieutenant Olivia Trent joined him with a small scanner device in hand. "Sir, I'm picking up traces of movement farther into the forest. Could be scouting parties. Nothing aggressive. Yet," Daniel nodded.
Let's send a recon team.
"We need to know what's out there. Stay sharp. This could be more than wildlife." He called Sergeant Lucas Ford and Private Ethan Miller to join them. "You two come with me. We're going to see what the sensors picked up. Remember, observe first, act second." Humans have a way of turning the unexpected into advantage. Mia Larson, carrying extra ammunition and medkits, joined the team as well. She was quiet, observant, and quick. Daniel trusted her instincts. The forest was alive with strange sounds, rustling leaves, distant calls that seemed almost musical. The air was fresh but had a faint metallic scent. They are not just fighters. They are a force of will. A human battalion, using ordinary equipment, has outmaneuvered trained soldiers with superior technology. This is unprecedented. Cale's voice trembled slightly. "Should we retreat?" Eldrin shook his head slowly. "Not yet. We report to the Council. Humanity is different, dangerous, unpredictable. Even a small battalion can challenge our forces. We cannot underestimate them again." Back on the battlefield, Daniel and Olivia led the final push. They drove the aliens toward a clearing where the humans had set their largest trap, a hidden pit with energy nets and pulse devices. As the aliens fell into it, they were immobilized, their weapons overloaded, unable to fight or escape. Daniel looked at his team, breathing heavily, but smiling. This is what humans do. We survive, we adapt, and we win. Even when the odds are against us, we find a way. Mia laughed quietly. They didn't see that coming. Not once. Lucas nodded.
They'll think twice before underestimating us again.
Ethan, still in shock, whispered, "We did it. We actually did it." Daniel put a hand on his shoulder. "We did it together. That is the power of humans. Not technology, not numbers. Not armor. Courage, strategy, adaptability. That is what makes us strong." As night fell, the forest was quiet again. The aliens had retreated, leaving the humans in control of the battlefield. Daniel's soldiers tended to the injured, repaired equipment, and set up improved defenses. From orbit, the Council received reports. Eldrin's message was clear. Humanity is unlike any other species. Even a single battalion can defeat our trained forces through adaptability, ingenuity, and teamwork. The Council must take note. Humans are unpredictable. They are dangerous, and they cannot be controlled. Cale frowned. They are just humans. How can a single planet pose such a threat? Eldrin's voice was firm,